What up, guys? Welcome back to Underneath the Veil of Marigolds. And today I'm going to take you with me to go foraging. Kind of, sort of. I'm going to be walking on a trail that preserves wildlife here in Seattle. I'm only going to take the things that I need at this point in time, and I don't really need a whole bunch of stuff right now. I already have a lot of stuff, so at least to me I do. One of you guys said you wanted to break an addiction, get rid of a bad addiction, and I do have a spell for that, but I wanted to use sand in replace of graveyard dirt because sand will do the same thing. And I'm actually getting kind of low on graveyard dirt, and I feel like it's time to have a new spin on what you can do with sand. I see so many other witches doing like this light, fluffy, lighthearted work with sand, all this renewing and healing energy, which it can do, it does. But this is going to be a little bit of a different concept with some of those at the same time. Again, polarity. Everything has polarity. So I'm going to take you down to the beach with me, and we're going to walk around. I'm going to see if there's anything there that I would like to forage, take home with me, dry out. It's raining today, so we're going to collect some wet sand, and then I'm going to have to dry that out. But nonetheless, that's what we're doing. I did some things earlier in the day, but I didn't feel like they were camera worthy. It just seemed boring. Like, I got some coffee with my partner. We drove all the way to the other end of the earth to go pick up his son and bring him back here to our place because he's spending this weekend with us. And we made a pit stop at a store and then came home. Dropped a package off after that, and now here I am. Finally doing my thing, and it's starting to rain now. So it's probably not going to be the best weather, but hopefully you guys enjoy the scenery of like the woods and, you know, all that jazz. So I just got here, and I already have to pee, of course. So I'm going to be walking on over to the bathrooms. Cross your fingers, they have toilet paper. Okay, so I went to the bathroom. Someone else went in there and had to use the bathroom too, except they were talking on their phone the whole time while using the bathroom. To me, that's fucking gross. I don't know about you guys, but I don't fucking talk on my phone when I'm using the bathroom. I don't care what the fuck it is. It would really have to be an emergency, and I ran in there to like be like, I need your help now. But I'd really just call the cops then. I don't know. Just gross tidbits that you encounter sometimes, and you're like, why? Up the hill we go. Alright, so right now I'm taking the cement jungle trail down to the beach. So I wanted to do that first, and then I was thinking about taking the trails that actually loop through the forest on my way back. Because if I took those right now, it would take for fucking ever to get to the beach, and I know this because I've been here a handful of times before. It's pretty nice. There's not too many people here compared to the summer. This place is like flooded usually. But you still have your joggers and whatever peeps out here. And the bugs, of course. Trying to bite me on my big ass 5-finger forehead. Pretty nice out considering that it's sprinkling right now. It has like this perfect cool, crisp temperature. This is where I was when I died. Just kidding. Alright, so I lie about the concrete jungle thing. I'm taking the South Beach Trail instead of the North Beach because I usually take the north. Ooh, a bench. I never see anyone sit at that bench. even when I have come this way before. It's very rare. All right, South Beach Trail, here we come. Look at these plants. They're like growing into this archway shape. Or the caretakers here are probably, you know, molding their branches into this arch shape. It's pretty cool that certain plants can just grow into these shapes if you just kind of maneuver them into that shape. Like ivy and roses. Another big ass tree. Let's see. Another post to tell us where to go. Still on the right path. It's kind of soggy over here. A lot of leaves. Pretty slippery. So, if you don't want to slip and fall on your ass, concrete paved road was the way to go. But we're just gonna have to be careful. Yeah, frick. More roots. I can kind of hear the water, so we're getting close. I kind of see it through here. Maybe, maybe not. Zoom in. There is water down there, I swear to fucking Satan, there is. Alright, let's go back to the trail. Almost there. Frick. We got these fucked up slippery steps. Oh lord. Fucked up slippery stairs lead to a fucked up slippery bridge. Lovely. So I stumbled upon this gem. This is European holly, and I think I'm going to take a sprig of this home with me. This stuff is poisonous. You shouldn't eat the berries, you shouldn't eat the leaves, and of course if it's poisonous to you, it's most likely poisonous to your pets. But this stuff is great for protection against entities, spirits. It's good for luck and fertility. And there's so many more things because there's so much folklore behind holly and all the different types of holly plants. But this one specifically is European holly. So I'm gonna take some of this. So I do have my knife. So I'm just gonna cut some off. I'm gonna put some gloves on just in case. I just look like I have a serial killer kid or something. This is basically how you do it if you don't have woods in your backyard. I live in the middle of the city, so I had to do shit like this. That should be good. Yeah, that one just kind of stuck out a little more, so I didn't want that to like break off or anything. Ooh, rubber sounds. Okay. He got closer to me, or she, I can't really tell from afar, can you? Still walking over here. So are these people though? Ugh, people. hanging out over here, huh? Me too. Found a mushy. Good old beach mushy. So far I've seen a few people down here like foraging for stuff. I think some people were probably down here like maybe getting crabs. So it looks like someone was turning over rocks and they had a bag and they were loading up them crabbies. I wouldn't do that personally unless the shell is there and the crab is dead or it shed its shell, because they do that. But I don't take live living things. That's just me. My personal opinion, my beliefs. I don't even know if you guys can hear me because it's a little bit windy and usually water in the background is really fucking loud. But I'll see when I watch the audio. But so far, I got the holly in my bag. Because I remember last year I thought about having some of that around this time of year. And I was like, I can't get that anywhere. The fuck you can. Trails. I saw another lady walking down here and she had the biggest bundle of giant leaves. Like she's taken all them big leaves she can find. She's got something in mind for those. So yeah, it's pretty nice down here. It's pretty chill, even with the sprinkle. It's not too cold. It's kind of humid because there's a major overcast going on. I'm almost to the lighthouse area and I'm going to pilfer some sand and then head on up. Look at this gem. And y'all be saying you can't find rusted nails where you are. Down at the beach though. Well, since the tide is in very far on that side of the beach, I'm going to go to the other side in hopes that I can get some sand down there. And I'm just gonna loop on back. Call it a day. I've taken a lot of other pictures with my app called Seek, and it helps recognize plants in your area. But other than that, I'm just kind of perusing, looking around, smelling the aftermath of the rain, which I do enjoy. It always smells like this washed berry sort of scent, and I do like that. All right, so I'm gonna turn down here because I do see a good chunk of beach. Yes. Success. Nobody's over here. It's perfect. It's just these beautiful ducks. The ducks and me. Go and ask for more. All right, let's look for some decently dry sand. Psych. Because it rained a lot before I got down here. So we're definitely going to be drying this sand out. All right, let's see what we got going on. Maybe I'll get lucky and find some crab shells too. And then I can make my crab powder. Which I already have a bunch of shells right now. But it's not like a decent batch size. So, we'll see. Looks like some things washed up. Got shells and all sorts of shit out here now. Dude, it's fucking nice over here. This is the spot to be. Fuck being over there. There's so many people over there and there's barely any room to walk, even with all the driftwood to sit on. No space. All right, I'm gonna get some sand. itself for providing the sand. So that's how I gather my sand. I don't know if you guys heard what I was saying, but I was basically just thanking the ocean, the earth, for giving me the sand, having it be here, existing when I'm existing, that sort of feeling of gratitude. So I hope this wasn't too boring for you guys, but this is how it kind of looks when you're out foraging around. I don't really have a whole lot to entertain you with besides nature, which is entertaining for me and also relaxing. Found some stinging nettle, and I thought I was just only gonna get the holly today, but here we be. Gonna get some of this. Started raining pretty bad. You can see it looks like I kind of took a shower, but I'm definitely going to when I get home, and then I'm going to put some labels on some jars that I should have put labels on a while ago. I didn't do it. I was being lazy, procrastinating. So I'm gonna go and do that when I get home. Take out my plants, try them out. I'm one of those weirdos, I just don't wear my hood. If it's raining, for some reason, I just don't care. Like, I prefer my hood off compared to having myself get completely drenched with my hood on. It just feels so uncomfortable. And I don't like not being able to see in my peripherals with my hood up. So, yeah, I guess some weird things. Some things. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna drive home. I'll see you guys when I get home. Okay, so I'm at my altar. I felt like some protection energies would be good, and I really enjoy the scent of coconut. Like, it's really relaxing to me. So I'm going to be burning one of these incense to fill the room with some protection energy while I relabel, well, label, not relabel, while I label the sand I got, well, the jar itself. And then I'm gonna take it out of the jar, show you guys how I'm gonna dry it out, and then I'm gonna label this catnip and this lemon balm that my coworker gave me. The funny thing is about this coworker, she always drops off plants from her garden at my desk, which I'm very grateful for. But she always drops them off so fast that she just turns on her heel and then just walks away, because she knows that I don't like talking a lot. I don't care to have someone really dig to talk to me. Like, it's just something that I don't really care to, like, you know, here's my whole lowdown of the day. This is how I'm feeling right now. This is what I did over the weekend. Let me spill it on you. Not really my jam, unless I feel very, very comfortable with you. So I think she's just trying to possibly build trust between me and her. She's also a very spiritual person, and one of her deities is Ganesh as well. So how about that? So she knows all about the Hindi deities, the culture, and she educates herself on it. She's older than me. She has some knowledge about plants and stuff that I don't have, but I am definitely trying my best to accumulate as much knowledge about plants as possible, because ideally, using the elements, using the earth, is basically what witchcraft is all about. So learn about your plants, guys. Got a little piece of wood. A piece of burnt wood. So I'm spreading it out in a flat layer, and then like every few hours or so, I'm just gonna come over here and grab something and I'm just gonna stir it around. So then each grain has a chance to breathe. And it's probably gonna take a few days for this to like really dry out. And then I'm just gonna leave the lid off the jar so whatever's stuck on the bottom here can just dry out on its own. Just leave it on my altar. So that's what I'm gonna do with the sand. I want to put this somewhere else for right now because I'm going to work on labeling some of my herbs. I always do this stuff in pencil first because it's not entirely looks the way that I usually want it to the first go. So, and my cursive letters don't always look like the same capital cursive letters that is in cursive. So I have my own spin on like how I want things to look. So it may not make sense to those of you who have really good cursive and you stick to the rules. So, but this way, if I trace it wrong, I can always erase some of the pencil that's underneath, because right now it kind of overlaps. A little bit. Can't really see too good. Yeah, too bad. Because I'm enjoying my dimly lit ambiance, I am not about to change it. But I'll show you guys in some good lighting after I'm done. Okay, that should be good. See what it looks like when it's erased. Might have to go over it one more time. I always blow on it to get it to dry faster. Because sometimes when I erase, it smudges it, and I'm like, oh my god, no. Everybody's gonna know that I had to do this twice. Once with a pencil and once with a pen. Fucking fraud. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really care. I just don't want it to smudge, really, once I put the pen on there, because the pen is pretty permanent. I can't erase that. And it just smears into the paper. And then I ruined my beautifully stained paper. And then I just lightly go over it with an eraser. And then I think I might go over it in pen one more time so the letters stand out a little bit more. Yeah. Like, the first word definitely pops out, but I feel like the ink didn't really set in too good for the last two words. So there's like some letters that look a little transparent. I think that's good, that's good. Okay, and this is good enough for me. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but that's how it's looking so far. So I'm going to do the others, and then I'm going to stick them onto the jars. Okay, it's time to glue the labels on, but since I don't have a fucking glue brush, this is what I'm using. Yep, it's an eyeshadow applicator, but it fucking works, okay? You gotta do what you gotta do. Gonna get the Mod Podge. And then I'm just gonna start coating this bitch up. Coating this bitch up. I don't want too much on the edges because once you press the label down, like onto whatever surface, it all kind of squeeges out to the sides, and you gotta clean that shit off. Or sometimes you can't really, and it just fucks up the surface that you Mod Podged it to. So keep that in mind. And sometimes you don't have enough on the edges, so it's like you can't win for losing, right? Yeah. Okay, that should be good. Let's try and glue this onto here. I remember when I used to work in aerospace, guys, I used to have this thing called a Dymo label printer at my desk, and it was like one of those laser printer things, and we would make all of our inventory labels out of it. So any new material that came through and we needed a label for it, we'd use that to print out the labels. So I would print out a fuck ton of labels to put like on my herb jars and stuff at work. And I'm basically the definition of someone who what do you call that? Who abuses the office supply stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely that person. So, but I guess I don't think it was really that bad. I only had so many jars that I needed the label. So, and believe me, we did a lot of other things with those labels. Like we would print labels out that had memes and stuff on them, and we would stick them to other people's stuff, or like things around the warehouse. So when people would come by to like open something up, they would see this dumbass shit just stuck to it, like some fucking meme. I remembered I printed out a giant Chow meme from what was it called? I know some of you guys have had to have seen this movie. What the fuck is the movie called? Has Chow in it. Can't fucking think. What is it? Damn that shot. I want to say Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but it's not. But that movie is also out there, far-fetched. Something to do with Las Vegas, guys. Las Vegas. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fucking Google it and then continue where I left off. 1 second. I shit you not. As soon as I clicked out of my camera and I went to Google, and then my brain was like, The Hangover. That's what it's called, dum-dum. So, literally, so I printed a picture of Chow out, and it had a saying on the bottom that he said. He's like, but did you die? So I put that in the first aid kit box. So every time someone opened up that first aid kit, it said, oh no, you got a boo-boo, but did you die? It's kind of like downplaying like the severity of their injury, because I'm like that. I downplay my own injuries, so don't even. Don't even try and come for me like that, because I make fun of myself all fucking time. You can't make fun of me. I do the best at making fun of me. So I do shit like that at work. Or I used to. At this new job, I don't do any of that anymore. So, yeah, it's kind of sad and depressing. I had a lot of fun when I worked in aerospace. I kind of miss it, but I definitely don't miss the pay. Alright, so I got the sand jar down. I'm just going to let that dry. And then I'm going to move on to my other jars and get that done as well. There's so much shit I did in aerospace, guys. We would prank the production manager. Supervisor, my bad. Supervisor, not the manager. He was so fun to mess with because he would actually prank us back. Like, me and two other girls who worked in inventory. Like, we team tagged this shit hella good. Like, that. That was probably, like, the funnest job I've ever had. At least with people who actually wanted to, you know, stir the pot with me. Like, that was so fun. There's not too many people who actually want to do that in the place that I work at now. They're too afraid to stir the pot like that because they want to move up. But honestly, with the amount of people that they let go in the place that I work at now, nobody's moving up. They let go of so many people in our place, like lower positions, and then they put out this massive hiring frenzy for people who are in upper management positions. And I know a lot of places have done this. Even my best friend, she's told me her company has done that recently. So, it's a thing. It's a real thing. So they got rid of the people who actually worked in order to hire people in higher positions to basically pay them 3 people's pay worth, is what I'm seeing. And a lot of these people don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. So that's really killer. And you're over here and you know exactly what you're doing because you're the only one running the fucking shit show. Like, I can't say I'm the only one running the shit show. My manager actually helps me do shit, which is very rare. And she actually knows what she's talking about. For the most part. Sometimes she thinks she does, and then she has to backtrack on what she says. But at least she admits when she's wrong. I've never had a manager, like, admit when they're wrong. They just don't like to be seen in that way. They don't like to be seen as vulnerable. Because then you can take advantage of that sometimes. If you're that kind of person to do that. You know? But I don't even care. I'd rather have someone just be honest with me. Really? So this works out. Alright, I think that's as many lines as I'm going to be able to remove from that. I mean, wrinkles. Last one. Catnip. The good old catnip. Yeah. I love catnip. Catnip will literally just attract anything you want, anything you need. You can put it in any type of spell work. If you want to work with boss step for something, and you don't have cats, you're allergic to cats, but, you know, boss step loves cats, but you can't have them because, you know, this is just how you were born. Catnip. Catnip can fill in those gaps. So, if you don't have catnip, get yourself some catnip. It attracts anything. It's not just good in love magic or beauty, vanity magic, really is what I call it nowadays. I used to be more into glamour magic when I was like in my late 20s. And then once I got into my 30s, I just don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about how my face looks, how my body looks, really. I mean, sometimes it gives me some anxiety because I know I've gained weight, but At the same time, I'm also working on myself. The only person who knows that for sure is me. So I'm not trying to fucking convince anybody. I know what I want. And I'll achieve it on my own terms, however long that takes. I just want to get a lot of muscle going, really. So I don't want to lose too much weight. I want to have a lot of muscle mass. Like, I want to look fucking scary, guys. I want to look as scary as I sound sometimes. Like, for real. Nobody gonna fuck with this type of scary. I don't want to be skinny and fragile like a lot of girls think is attractive. When I see skinny and fragile, and I'm not just saying that because I'm overweight right now. I mean, if you want to be skinny, just skinny without much muscle on you, muscle definition really, because everybody has muscle. It just really comes down to how developed it is. That's your forte, however skinny you want to be. But it's just not for me. I used to starve the shit out of myself when I was young. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want something different. I want the opposite, but I want to get it in a healthy way that doesn't make me lose my mind. So, a little bit of fluff is fine with me. Cool. We got labels, guys. We got labels. I'll show you guys what they look like. Let me turn you around. I got some lemon balm, which is good for cleansing, purification, healing. And then we got some catnip. And of course, don't forget the beach sand. Finally showered.
Save time in a bottle. The first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you.